we're going to dive into our first story. There was a major drug bust in Gangwon.
Right. So weird combination of keywords. 옥계항 harbor in Gangneung, an FBI tip, and 2 tons of cocaine.
What?
We don't usually associate those three. 옥계항 and cocaine
And
do not. FBI
Right.
in Gangneung. So what happened? Well, the Coast Guard and Seoul Customs Office on Wednesday this week made the country's biggest cocaine bust ever. So earlier, they received a tip from the FBI, the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigations, that a ship suspected of carrying drugs is planning to dock in South Korea.
Right.
So the authorities got about 90 investigators and busted the ship, known to have departed from China. And when they combed through the ship, including some secret compartments, they found 56 boxes that are containing what is suspected to be cocaine. So they found some white powdery stuff.
Yes.
Each box held about 20 to 30 kilos of cocaine. So with the simple math, we're looking at about 2 tons. It's the biggest single type of drug ever found in the country. By the way, it's just to show you how vast the amount is, this is enough for every single human living in South Korea. Not that we would, but it is. And if sold, it would have amounted to like 1 trillion won. So a vast amount. The authorities are investigating the captain and the crew members. There are roughly 24 nationals on board.
Okay.
Again, detailed analysis will come, and we'll keep you updated.
2 tons is that's astounding, beyond.
I mean, imagine, the big cargo trucks.
Right.
Just filling. Two of them, right? Because they're usually 1 ton.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next item. There is this viral video of people smoking on a mountain. Do you not hear our PSAs daily?
Apparently not.
Every day. Not just us, but I'm it's
everywhere.
Just everywhere.
And then at the entryway of those trails, there are signs. All right, so this is a JTBC report with a video taken around the summit of 북한산. You know, that huge, tall mountain in Goyang?
Yes.
The video shows 4 foreign nationals sitting in a circle, some standing, smoking. And you see them even flicking the ashes. So according to the person who took this video, the people around them told the group, you cannot smoke there.
Yes.
There were fires, don't you know? The individual said, oh, okay, and continued to smoke and later left the cigarette butts. So they littered. The person who sent in the video said they seemed to be speaking Russian. The reason we mentioned their nationality, the story continues. When the person who took the video reported the case to what he or she said was a relevant institution,
yes,
they were told that foreign nationals cannot be punished in these cases.
I've never heard of that, but
I've never heard of that. So a lawyer that the program consulted said that is not true.
Right.
The act may be in violation of the Forest Protection Act, and any criminal acts that happen inside South Korea may be prosecuted regardless of the perpetrator's nationality.
Right.
Maybe the official meant we can't trace them down. It's not easy to trace them down because they're non-Koreans.
Okay.
But yeah.
Maybe there was a little misunderstanding.
Maybe.
But from what I understand, unless you have diplomatic immunity, you definitely can be charged with a crime.
And if you have diplomatic immunity, you know better than to smoke in a mountain.
You should.
You should.
In theory. Yeah. Let's move on. We're going to talk about getting mistaken as someone younger. What's wrong with that? Why are we talking about that?
Well, how about when you are 106 years old and it's mistaken for a 6-year-old? It's like Y2K, because for younger listeners, the fear was when the 2-digit year turned from 99 to 00, the computers would freak out and not recognize it.
That's right.
It's true for the USTSA, the airport authorities.
Oh.
So this woman, 106 years old, she is Kritora Biggerstaff, reported on by Fox 26 Houston. She recently called out the U.S. Homeland Security, claiming that the airport system does not recognize her age.
Oh, there she is.
So she incredible. Travels twice a year from Houston to Florida, where her daughter lives.
Yes.
That's at her age, that's a flight. But every time she does, she has to show her ID to prove her age.
Ooh.
And she actually has a star on her ID, which basically means she meets security standards. And so elderly individuals get kind of a pass from security. So she said, and she has been feisty about this.
Yes, what did she say?
If I could get the airlines to realize that I'm not some stupid old lady, which is what they think I am, she says they don't think she knows whether she's coming or going. she's fed up,
her.
let's just say. So yeah, she feels like she is treated like a criminal whenever they ask to see her ID. So their speculation with her friend is that the 00, or 101 doesn't get recognized, so only her final digit, the 6 is registered, which leads to the ID check. They have even written or emailed the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
They're waiting on a response.
Well, for our next story, we're going to go to Myanmar, where apparently Singapore has deployed cockroaches to the scene to help with rescue efforts. Are we talking about...
We're talking about literal
cockroaches.
바퀴벌레.
Okay.
Right. I won't do the hand gestures.
Yeah, that's not.
These are real cockroaches that are dispatched at disaster sites to navigate and look for signs of life.
Are you serious?
I kid you not. Because they're critters, and what they do is will critter around crevices and underground areas. They're fitted with infrared cameras and sensors.
Okay.
But because of the smaller size and traits, they can navigate tight spaces and search under rubble that humans definitely can't. I mean, there are dogs used, but they can sniff around. But if the rubble's too thick, they can't get to it either. They're being used for good purposes. So this is developed by Singapore's Home Team Science and Technology Agency, HTX, in collaboration with Nanyang Technological University and Class Engineering Solutions.
Yes.
So engineers say that cockroaches have not found survivors yet in Myanmar.
Okay.
I mean, of course, we're on to, week 2 of the rescue efforts. By the way, this is kind of a milestone moment because it is the first time that these insect hybrid robots are being used in the field.
Okay.
By the way, they're being fed carrots and water. Who knew? I'm just, that's...
They eat carrots and water?
I mean, I knew about the water, but carrots, there we go. They can remain functional in the field despite things like high temperatures, rough terrain, and power outages. I have heard, I mean, I don't know how scientific it is, like they'll be able to survive like nuclear bombs or anything. So there we go. This is a field of the rescue robotics sector, and the dispatch of the cockroaches, this is about a year earlier than anticipated. So it is expected to make leaps and bounds for the development in the field.
I can get behind this idea. Let's put the critters,
I mean,
to work.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
They live off
definitely
of
should.
us, so...
And it's for such a good
Of course.
thing. For a final story, though, we previously covered the change in U.S. immigration policy that would replace the investor's visa. So, we talked about the so-called gold card, and it is literally gold.
We have a prototype. We have the first card. We now know what it looks like.
Okay.
And it has President Donald Trump's face stamped on it.
Oh, it does.
It does. So, and who unveiled it? Trump himself. So President Trump unveiled this gold card. So by the way, what is it? It's given to foreign nationals who will invest at least $5 million. That's 7.2 billion won.
Yes.
While he was going to Florida for a golf event atop Air Force One. And you can see the card. It has his signature. So he told reporters that the card would be out in less than 2 weeks.
Okay.
But he didn't really provide details of how people can obtain the cards, where they will be available for sale. Is it immediately given to you once you invest $5 million? Or do you have to pay? Is it like, investment plus? You have to pay extra to get the card.
Logistics, not clear.
Right. But he did clarify he is the first person to have it. So the card, as you can see, is gold. You see Trump's face on it with the letters, the Trump card. It's surrounded in a little circle of stars with the Statue of Liberty in the background. So the gold card program, it's a part of the broader effort by the Trump administration to replace the existing investment immigration visa, the EB-5, because the criticism from some has been it's too small of an amount to get a green card.
Yeah.
You have to have a business that employs at least 10 people in your area.
Right.
In any case, in March, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick claimed that there have been 1,000 gold cards sold and $5 billion made in just a single day.
Ah, I see. Very interesting that the prototype is out. And so maybe we'll get details on who qualifies.
Right.
We'll report that to you. But thank you for all the Woggly news, and we'll check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Haley.
Have a great day.